Here's a radical idea. What if electricity were free? What would you do? What are the consequences, both good and bad? Could it save the planet from climate change? And if you don't subscribe to man-made climate change, don't leave. It could be a win for you too. While this short video can't cover all of the issues behind these questions, we'll present the idea for your consideration. A common misconception in society is that humans use too much energy. It has become a mantra to cut our energy consumption in order to save the planet from pollution and climate change. However, it is not the amount of energy we use, but rather the type of energy we use. It is commonly believed that the burning of fossil fuels is the main contributor to human-caused climate change. Even if you don't agree with the science, fossil fuels are undeniably contributing to pollution in general. From extraction, distillation, transportation, to storage and consumption, the entire supply chain of fossil fuels contributes to pollution of one form or another. But we are at a point in human history where our technology is capable of supplying nearly all of our energy needs with electricity. The one energy that can be generated, transported, stored, and consumed nearly pollution-free. There are, of course, pollution consequences to any energy source, including electricity. But the pollutions associated with clean-sourced electricity are smaller, more defined, and more controllable than that associated with fossil fuels. For example, the pollution associated with clean-sourced electricity is largely limited to the build-out and maintenance of the infrastructure to generate, store, and deliver electricity to the consumer. Once the infrastructure is complete, the electric energy is clean. Homes, most businesses, ground transportation, and many other energy consumers can all use electricity. Fossil fuels can then be limited to uses that cannot easily be adapted to electricity. So who are the winners and who are the losers? The main winners are the consumers of electricity. Electric energy costs would drop to zero. Consumers would rapidly switch to all electric, increasing demand for electric cars, appliances, heating, business equipment, etc. Businesses providing these products and the finance companies providing the money would likely thrive. Businesses providing the infrastructure to an electric economy would also thrive. Pollution, especially air pollution, would decline, and the corresponding contributions to climate change would decline. But there are losers. The fossil fuel and associated infrastructure companies would be hard hit. Home solar providers would be hard hit as well. Why would anyone buy solar if grid electricity is free? Utility energy providers would have to adapt to new revenue models and rapidly build out infrastructure to provide for the increased electricity demand. Consumers of fossil fuels might experience fluctuations in price as reduced demand forces prices down in competition, but then back up as energy provider costs exceed the reduced revenues. However, agile businesses impacted by the changes could adapt their models to the new electric economy and thrive too. With the right revenue model, homeowners might even invest in rooftop solar as an income source. But let's not ignore the giant gorilla in the plan. Who pays for it all? Here lies the economic and political conundrum. The energy revenue model would need to change dramatically. The obvious solution is to heavily tax fossil fuels and use that to pay for the transition to the electric economy. But that is fraught with economic, political, and social implications, and smacks of socialism in a society already widely divided along political lines. A more palatable solution would be a pricing transition period in which electric prices slowly drop as fossil fuel prices correspondingly slowly rise. The overall energy cost to consumers stay about the same, but the cost source changes at a rate to which people and businesses can adapt. The final outcome is free electricity and expensive fossil fuels. Free thinkers will surely come up with other ideas as well. But nothing is free. In the long run, the free electricity isn't really free. New revenue, tax, and spending models will need to be developed that provide for the free electricity while maintaining a working infrastructure. And some industries, like air transportation and the military, may not be adaptable to electricity for a long time, if ever. For those industries, a smaller fossil fuel industry will be required. And, of course, the political implications are probably insurmountable in a free society. But the radical idea is worth discussion because, in the long run, a working model could be a win for everyone.